operators, destroyers. Woo woo, woo woo. Yes, I'm back live in the program. Today I decided that we should talk about the moon day. It's something that I learned during, again, my sabbatical. And during my sabbatical, like I said, I became a great observer. And I said, something is so sinister about Mondays. Why do we all not look forward to Monday? Well, of course, it's working a job, right? So it wasn't until I took my sabbatical and my life significantly slowed down and I wasn't consumed by the clock or time. I started to notice something in other human beings. And people were moving at such a fast pace on Mondays that they were not aware of their surroundings, that they were willing to get in wrecks, fights, put their bodies in such negative positions where you have a high increase of strokes, heart attacks. But we'll get into that. But during that time when I slowed down, I told myself, man, I need to start cooking more because I used to, eat fast food, go to restaurants and all that type of stuff. So since I was on a fixed income and I was on a budget, I was like, man, I'm not used to that. That comes later where I started cooking more and I started falling in love with cooking. But until then, I remember my first month of my sabbatical, I was driving to the corner store. I was going to On Q, 7-Eleven, and I used to get the same thing. I used to get an icy. I used to get some of those little soft Oreos and some gummy bears. Yes, I know, all bad. But again, I was such in a low level state. I was just eating whatever. I didn't care. And then I would give me some coffee. And so during this time while I'm driving, I had my bag and my stuff, get in my car. And I'm about to come out and bust a right. And the speed limit ain't nothing but what, 35? It's a lady come up and she driving super fast. This is a main road. And she almost runs me over. Almost crashes me on head on. And I have a big car. I have an off-road vehicle, I'm going to hurt you more than you going to hurt me. She had like a little, I think it was like a Toyota Camry, a Honda. It was a tan one. And when this happened, it was like my eyes, it just started widening, like the pupils. And this right here, this is a great little photo of me. But my eyes started getting bigger because it was like my mind was trying to see this moment in this time. And it was a Hispanic woman. In the back, she got two kids. She looked like she had on work clothes. She had two kids, and I seen they backpacks. And she go flick me off. I'm like, okay, bitch. All right. I'm not tripping because, again, I don't have to go work a job. You know what I'm saying? I stay right down the street. I could take my good old time and just enjoy the morning because I am a morning person. And so I noticed that day, I said, dang, that lady almost tried to kill me, possibly, or ruin my car. I said, wow, humans, they are so out of sync. And there was a point in time that I was that type of human. A couple of weeks ago, like I said, I go to the gym. I try to go super early or go like in the afternoon where people, they're not on the road, they're not about to go to work. But there's some times where I might need to go about 8 o'clock or something, and it be the time right when people need to go to work. And so while I'm driving, I take my times, 10, 2, got my hands down, got my seatbelt on, wearing my surroundings, looking left, right, up and down, side to side. I don't play. I don't got time for that, wrecks and all that type of stuff. So I'm driving. I try to take the back roads to where my gym is. And I noticed that there's so many wrecks. I'm like, why is there so many wrecks on Mondays of all days? You know what I'm saying? It's because everybody is on the program. I'm telling you, the program. They don't want to go to work, but they're so anxious. They're so anxious that they lose their five senses. to start their day doing something that they don't want to do. Think about that. Think about that. It don't even have to be just work. You just getting up and starting your day, because Monday is the start of the week. You're doing something that you don't want to do or you don't love. Okay? So this is why I said I want to talk about the moon day, because we're going to tie it all in together. The moon day is a program on the third dimensional realm. Okay? The etymology of mon. Mon originates from the Old English monodag. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to spell it. But catch my drift. It translates to the day of the moon. The breakdown of the mon, or mono, because it all ties in together, the Latin root for one, single, alone, self. Menses. If you're a woman, this video is really for you. It's for men and women, but mostly women, because we are driven by our emotions. Stay with me. Your menses is the month, the moon. The moon is the original measure of time, okay? Let's scroll on down. And I'm sorry for this noise my laptop is doing. I got this Mac. I'm tired of Macs and they overheating, Get it together, Apple. Let's see. Names that correlate with mon, moon, one, self. Okay? Monad, the ultimate unit, the one or the singular source of all things. Money, the currency, current, used to measure value. Now, let me stop it right there. What happens at the first of the month that everybody drags? What happens at the first of the month that everybody loathes to do on that day? Pay bills. You want some more Amazon or Shein? You want to get you some food? You're going to need money to do it. And money is energy. Money is everything on this third dimensional plane. And it will tie to your emotions. Stay with me. And it's a current. Month. The 28-day lunar cycle. Monitor, to watch, check, keep track of. Also, the screen we stare at work. I can guarantee you on a Monday, you're going to look at a screen all day. 8 hours, 12 hours, all day. It'll affect you negatively if you look at it for too long. Hell, even this screen I'm looking at right now, it's hurting my eyes. It really is, and I need to get some blue light glasses. But I can't look at this for too long. I limit my screen time. It's a monitor. Moon. Okay? Monarch, a single ruler. Monastery, a place where one goes to be alone or the self. Monk, a person who has dedicated themselves to self or the one. Monstar, originally an omen or a warning from the subconscious mind. Monument, a structure built to remind or measure a point in time. Monologue, a long speech by one single person. Monotony, a single tone, the repetitive soul-crushing cycle of the work week. Monopoly, exclusive control by one entity or system. Monarchy, a system ruled by one single head. Monday, the day of the moon, the day of the internal self. Monetary, relating to the system of money and debt. Monolith, a single large standing stone or single power force. Demon. Yeah, it's about to start getting dark on this channel. But like I said, darkness is going to help us uncover the light that is within what? Ourselves. So demon. Let's break that down, okay? A supernatural evil entity. D equals means to take away, undo, reverse, or reduce. Monad, the self. You are reducing yourself as the demon. You live in your lower nature as the demon, okay? You are darkness. You are light. Stay with me. Let's keep going. The 7 planetary systems. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but like I said, I want to emphasize on Monday. Mondays is the moon. Sunday is the sun. Tuesday is Mars. Wednesday is Mercury. Thursday is Jupiter. Friday is Venus. Saturday is Saturn. And if you want to pause right here and take a look at this, go ahead. So I'm going to just emphasize for Sunday and Monday. Sunday, rules and influences. You have your life force. You have your ego, your purpose, your reflection. The sun is the reflection on that day. There's a positive polarity about Sundays. It's sovereignty. You lead with your life with confidence and clarity. The negative polarity on this Sunday is false identity, chasing validation or approval. What do most people from a religious standpoint do on Sundays? They go to the church. They go to something outside themselves for, how can I say it? Spiritual motivation. That's what I call it. Spiritual motivation. Sunday. And also Sunday is the day that you start getting a little bit more nervous because you know you got to clock in come Monday, Moon Day. Okay? Moon, Monday, emotions, moods, the womb. Positive polarity about Monday, inner knowing, reflection, emotional awareness. Negative polarity about Mondays, mood swings, anxiety, overwhelmed, manifestation of the physical ailments. Okay? And actually let's do the weekend. Let's do Friday and Saturday. Friday, Venus. Venus is all about love, sex, desire, art. The positive polarity on a Friday. And that's usually the day you get paid. You know you get paid. Just got paid. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, okay. Connection, beauty, pleasure with intention. And then the negative polarity about Fridays. Y'all know when y'all go get to hunching, popping the cat, popping the, the balls and all. Friday is the day to get it going. Empty pleasures, impulse spending, attention seeking. On Fridays, they love to advertise for y'all. I know for sure the places I be shopping. Oh, if you come Friday, you come Saturday this day. They know which day to advertise to you because it affects you inside. I'm telling you, it gets deep. This life we live on gets so much deep. 7 days of the week, you rule by the planets that live with inside you. So Friday, you popping it. Saturday, Saturn. Saturn is boundaries, karma, time. Okay? The positive polarity, structure, responsibility, finishing cycles. Negative polarity, feeling stuck, fear, running out of time. Like I said, I had like a variety of schedules, but I always try to work on the weekends. So at least the weekday, I could just have some time to myself because the weekdays are chaotic. The weekdays are chaotic, man. I'm telling you, anybody, ask any healthcare worker. They're going to prefer to at least have a few days off in the weekday to get some stuff done while everybody's at work because the weekends got too much going on. The weekdays got too much going on. So I'd rather just work the weekends and then while y'all at work, I'm getting stuff done because I know how y'all act on the weekdays. Okay, so you see what I'm saying? Think about that. Them 7 planets affect you inside. And it could be positive or negatively, but the choice has always been yours. And like I said, we live on a planet that has nefarious beings that might look like you. They might talk like you. Same skin, same mannerism, but they not like you. They not like you. And this is why even on the movies, and I tell you that you are a battery, you are the currency for these people. And they've learned you so well to a T that in order to keep you down here with them on this third dimensional plane is to have you consumed by any means necessary and keep you on the clock all the time. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The mystery of the 360-degree circle. All right, the wheel. Envision the wheel. 360 degrees is a full rotation, a symbol of wholeness and return. That is the wheel. The clock. There's 12 numbers on the clock, correct? The human circle. Da Vinci, the Vitruvian man, places the body inside a perfect circle to show proportion order. The 12 pattern. 12 months. 12 hours of daylight. 12 hours of night. 12 inches in a foot. 12-month cycle every year. 12 zodiac signs. 12 disciples. 12 notes in a music. 12 cranial nerves. 12 pair of ribs. 12 directions. Have y'all ever thought about that? I have. Making y'all think, huh? Making y'all think. The time slices in a circle. 360 divided by 12 is 30 degrees. It creates measured segments in pies, pizza, color wheel, pie charts. I know y'all seen that. Career as a wheel. Now, I'm going to stop right there. They're probably throwing you off like, how is a career a wheel? Well, if you look at the etymology of career, it traces back to a running fast course. Why would they name your jobs, your titles, careers? That's something I was thinking about. Like, why would they name it career? It's a fast track course. It cycles. It's a circle. Okay? The completion code. 360 degrees is 3 plus 6 plus 0 equals 9. So remember how I said in my official first video that 2025 is a 9-year. We are the completion of a cycle, and we are heading to a new cycle, okay? 9 is significant. It's the number of closure and finish cycles. You as a human are a manifestation of these cycles, okay? While you was in your mama's belly cooking, the approximate time was 9 months. Even better, I've seen someone who went to 10 months. Even better, 10 months. But 9 is the standard for the human body, the human completion, the wholeness of the body. Okay? Now the point. The human is built with 12 patterns in the mind, body, and soul, then trained by 12 patterns of time in the material plane. So you learn to live in slices instead of wholeness. Remember, you were born whole, and then you came into this plane. And remember how I said they poke holes in your brain? And what I mean by that is that you can see the etheric body or the aura of a person. And it has been known, look at the Michael Talbot, the holographic universe, that people have holes in their aura because of the negativity that has brought upon them since the day they were born, the programming that they put upon them as an automaton since they were born. And they fill those spots in your head with negativity, not positivity, negativity. Okay? So you learn to live in slices instead of wholeness. Thus, the programming called the automaton, creating you to be a machine. A human is the microcosm of the macrocosm, okay? Just like how I told you, I said, we breathe air. When we cry, water. When we put our hands together, we generate heat. There's so many things that's going on with the body that is the direct correlation of what's happening on the planet, in the planets, in the air, in the dirt. It's happening all in you. Holographic universe. The microcosm of the macrocosm, the small reflection of the larger design. You are designed like 360-degree circle meant to be whole, balanced, complete. The world conditions you to chase the clock, restart cycles, and feel like you are always running out of time. The work is to return to wholeness by integrating the mind, body, and the soul. You can break the programming loop and ascend beyond the cycle. This is why I created this channel. Because for every negative thing that they tell you, there's a positive aspect to it. Okay? So let's continue. Look at you. Look at you. Right here, right here, right here. Black women, I purposely made this and put the black women on the wheel. Right now, you are going against your nature, ladies and gentlemen. But particularly women, black women, right now. You are running non-stop in your homes and at your jobs that don't even care about you. Yep, I said it. Yep, I said it. Look, you don't even got the rat on the wheel no more. The rat is the one that's the scientist, and you running on the dang wheel. That's funny. That's funny. But that used to be me about 3 years ago. Running. Didn't know where I was running to, but it was a continuous loop. Okay, look at this part. The compass. Look at all the 12 directions. Let me see which one it is. Yeah. The 12 directions. Look at Jesus. Jesus in the bust down. He got on a Caucasian man. Look at this man. But behind him, what do you see? The circle. They show you this white man though. But they know to put that sun there. Because that's the correlation of what? You. Jesus is in you. Okay? The clock. And I put this now clock because on this channel we're going to have to emphasize the power of now and not to live within time. But 12 hours in a day. 12 hours on a clock. Again, 360 degrees. Again, 360 degrees. Again, 360 degrees. Again, 360 degrees. It's you. Look at the color wheel. 360 degrees. Look at the 12 notes. 360 degrees. Look at the wheel. 360 degrees. Think about that. Now, what happens when the human rejects the moon within? So this goes back to when I was on my sabbatical. I started looking up, what's the significance of Monday? What happens on a Monday? Have you ever thought about that? What happens on a Monday? Okay, this is what I found out. Mondays have been known to increase in emergency department visits and higher ED volumes, EMS calls and first responder workload, car wrecks, risky commuting behaviors such as rushing, speeding, road rage, distraction, anxiety, and Sunday scaries. Like I said, when we look at the 7 planetaries, you can go back. People start to get nervous come Monday because, again, Monday is ruled with the moony emotions. Because Monday is the start of the week, and they start you out psychologically by ruling you with your emotions. The day that really you're supposed to go within yourself, they got you working a damn job. Boy, these people cold. This is a cold network. And it honestly, how I see it, it's spell work being done on the planet. It's a program. Cold. Panic attacks, chest tightness and shortness of breath, heart rate spikes and palpitations, blood pressure spikes, headaches, migraines, dizziness, lightheadedness, disoriented, brain fog, forgetfulness, mental fatigue, irritability, emotional sensitivity and mood swings, overthinking, intrusive thoughts and mental loops, sleep disruption and fatigue from the weekend and schedule shifts, caffeine dependence and stimulant use. Have you ever thought about that? Like I said, I used to Red Bulls, Bang energy drinks. I used to go in on the caffeine, but the caffeine was disrupting my entire body. I was not in a equilibrium, a homeostasis. I was constantly nervous, and I was constantly on edge, shaking because I needed to stay awake. But like I said before, as long as that you are in this body, you must sleep. And how I seen it, I said, we are acting as batteries for these nefarious beings, and they constantly want us to be on a hamster wheel and be in the negative polarity, 360 degrees of the moon, the sun, Saturn, Jupiter, all of that. Then that means that we are all out of nature. And we will perish if we keep going. And people keep going and going and going. And like I said, the body is smart. It is so smart. It can go like this for years on the type of stuff that we do to our body. But when the day comes, and it might be 10, 15, 20 years, who knows, or tomorrow, it will come. It will come. You can't handle that. The soul can't handle that. You must treat it positively. Let's continue. Sleep disruption, fatigue, caffeine, appetite, swings, emotional eating, sugar cravings. Oh my goodness. Like I said, in my book, I wrote about as a child that I started to have this addiction to food, overeating. I developed an eating disorder at one point because I grew up in a house that was very chaotic. I grew up with a mother who did not know how to regulate her emotions. I grew up with a mother who always depended on other men, who always loved to be in love. And you know what they say about being in love? My condolences. So when my mother always put her emotions first and not her logic, she greatly dealt with the effects of letting her emotions rule herself, and her life, and her children. That is the price you pay when you do not become aware with yourself. So that's a small glimpse of my life, but I've even seen it with my dad. My dad used to drink heavily. He was an alcoholic, but he was smart. He was a hermit. He used to always retreat into his studies in his libraries, and he constantly learned. He never stopped learning. But the one thing that he couldn't give up to have this great, grandiose life that he had for himself, because I constantly seen him give up, was because of the bottle. Because he let his emotions, unable to deal with the program on this third dimensional realm, people go to their vices. So my mother went to the vices of men. I went to the vices of food. My father went to the vices of alcohol. And when I ate food and realized how chaotic my life was when I was a child, and once I took this sabbatical and I reflected on my childhood and made amends with my childhood and my parents, and I looked at my coworkers, the type of patients that I dealt with, I said, man, we live in a world where people do not know how to regulate their emotions. We have to turn towards something, the vices, the pharmaceuticals, the drinking, the food, other people. We have the ego. It constantly needs to turn towards other people and attach to themselves, which is what? Parasitic. The world has an infestation of parasites. But luckily, parasites can be killed. It can be done away with. The body can heal itself. It can regenerate itself. It is a machine after all. But we don't know that. Something to think about. Okay? So caffeine, appetite, nausea, stomach cramps, digestive flare ups, inflammation, conflict, arguments. Oh my goodness. Right now, I can guarantee you, y'all living with somebody that y'all don't want to live with. Y'all got a woman in there that y'all don't care about, or a man that you don't care about, but every day y'all arguing. You starting your day arguing with somebody. Y'all probably arguing about bills. Oh my God. The one thing that I hate about this internet, we constantly keep talking about these bills, these 50-50 bills. Who gonna do this? Who gonna take who out on a date? Who gonna do this and that and this and this and that? And I'm kind of over that topic of discussion, because again, we live in a society that is codependent of one another. One is using somebody for sex and another is using somebody for money. But again, at the end of the day, how I look at it is that we are all on a program called the pursuit of happiness. So yes, you got women that are constantly looking for money in somebody else. You got men looking for sex in any and everybody. Anything with a hole. You got people right now, since it's like a recession now. Everybody moving in with each other, moving in people that you hate, trying to save money. But all of that correlates to people who have not done the work within themselves. That's how I see it. So when you haven't done the work within themselves, yourself, you're going to constantly look outward for somebody to come rescue you. And that's why the program keeps coming back in cycles over and over. You worried about, oh, I keep attracting the same man, I keep attracting the same woman. You're in the same cycle. You haven't broke the cycle. You got to fall in love with yourself. And that's something that I had to learn. I had terrible relationships. I couldn't stand some of them men that I was dating with. I had something that was cool. That was cool. But like I said, I was so focused on my money. I didn't care about nothing. Nobody. I cared about my well-being. But again, my vices was food and money. And I paid for that greatly. And it wasn't until I took my sabbatical and I uncovered myself without the man, without the money, without the heavily abundance of food, the income that was coming in, my family. Once I detached from friends, I started to slowly but surely discover who I was. And I started slowly to see that small speck of light. Something to think about. Okay, workplace mistakes and injuries from scattered focus, heart attacks, strokes. Okay, that is literally what's on the internet right now. What happens on the start of Mondays. Like I said, when I'm driving, I'm seeing all these wrecks that's happening. I'm seeing people that trying to run me off the road. It's because they on the program of the moon. And they on the negative cycle of the moon. And they can only think about one thing. Surviving. That's it. Survival. We're on a program of the survival. Now, what happens when the human accepts the moon within? You slow down on purpose and move with intention. You wake up a little earlier so the morning is so calm, not rush. You plan your Monday. You plan your Monday on Sunday night so you're not scrambling. You give yourself extra commute time and driving using all your 5 senses. Sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch. Like I said, come Monday, it's like everybody lose their marbles. It's like they forget that they have their 5 senses. What's going on? It's time to start getting a little bit more in tune with self. Let's see. Okay, what else I say? Rid all morning and night noise, electronics, chaotic music, doom scrolling, and no arguments. Let me tell you what I do in my home. I unplugged the TV. I only got one TV that's in the living room. I don't have no TV in my bedroom. I unplugged the Wi-Fi. My laptop, my phones go in a separate area in a drawer. I want all electronics away from me, especially while I'm dreaming. I love to dream. I love to sleep. I love to rejuvenate my body. I don't even sleep on the bed. I sleep on the floor. I like my body to be like this, where everything flows adequately. Because if you have a bed, even if it's like a firm bed or a soft bed, the skeletal system, that it's, how can I say that? It finally has support. It doesn't have support on those soft mattresses, not even those firm mattresses. Even your head is not connected with the entire body. That's why when you see those Chinese people, Japanese people, you always see them sleeping on the floor. And sometimes they don't even sleep with the blanket. They get uncomfortable. They get real uncomfortable to get comfortable. So I started this a month ago, and I've gotten the best sleep ever when I slept on the floor. I'm so used to it now. I don't even use my bed. I don't use my bed. I like sleeping on the floor. I even like sleeping in my car because I camp out in it. And I just have a small little thin mat, and I sleep, and I have blackout things, and I black out my entire car, and I sleep in that thing. Get the best sleep because I'm not around too much electronics or anything. I'm just by myself in the darkness, going back into the dream realm where I get all my information. You see? I sleep so well, and I'm not constantly overstimulated, and I have a slow life, that I can be able to enter the dream realm and get all my information. And that information helps me create on this realm. I love that for me. I love that for me. And I want that for everybody. That's why I created this channel for the gods. Okay? Hydrate early. Drink herbal tea. I'm a big herbalist, y'all. I keep herbs with me all the time. I got herbs in my purse, herbs in my pocket. My kitchen is my first hospital. That's one of the chapters that I wrote in my book. Your kitchen is your first hospital. Every time when they talking about, oh, the big C coming around, flu coming around, this or that, they spraying stuff in the sky. They always spraying something in the sky. They always putting something on the dirt. They always just doing something to the world, making you all discombobulated and off balance. But to combat that is you need to have the ingredients in your home. You need to have the proper food, the proper herbs to help yourself. You know, the main thing that I have in my house, it don't take nothing. I gotta always have a purple onion in my home. I feel a slight cough coming up, purple onion. Feel a little fever coming up, purple onion. I need to steam myself, purple onion. Purple onion in the feet while you fall asleep. I had that big C 3 times while I was at working with all them patients like that. And I thought I was going to die each time. But you know how I combated that? Purple onion soup, black seed with honey. And then while everybody was getting sick and they was out of work for 2 weeks, I combated that within 3 days. Because I love herbs. I love Mother Nature. Everything that I need is on the planet. I got everything I need. But one thing, if I don't have nothing else, give me a purple onion. I can make it work. I can make it work. Okay. Let's see. Do a gentle workout, walking, yoga, stretching. It's really important for you guys to at least get 30 minutes a day. Okay. Like I said, there was a point in time where I did not work out. I was extremely unhealthy. I mean, I just felt so tired. I was not sleeping adequately. I just didn't even think about working out. Working out just sounded like a huge task. But now that I've made my body so extremely uncomfortable by working out diligently, even the type of sleep that I get, like I said, I sleep on the floor. I enjoy working out. Now, not that super hard cardio, but even a small brisk walk around my pond. And like I said, I enjoy watching the ducks, the squirrels, the turtles, the fishes when they flop out of the ocean, the trees, the butterflies. I just watch them because it has me thinking and understanding where I need to be in life. And that means I need to slow down at all costs because they slow down. They live one day at a time. One day at a time. But humans are not. Humans are not, man. That's crazy. Okay? Let's see. Take more baths to cleanse your aura. Soak, clear people's energy and rinse off the negative energy. I'm telling you right now. Y'all going to that job every day, and if you deal with people, you need to cleanse your aura. Because people got some nasty spirits. Nasty spirits on them. And you don't want to bring that stuff home with you. You don't want to bring around your spouses. You don't want to bring around your kids. Cleanse your aura. Take some time, 30 minutes to an hour, soak in a bath. I ain't taking about no shower, soak in a bath. Sea salt, Epsom salt. Get it all done. Put some flowers in there. Herbs in there. But make that time for you, because water deactivates all that negativity out there. It's going to always lead back to water. It deactivates all of that. I take baths. Okay, I take baths. Journal for 5 minutes about what you feel and what you need. I keep a small little journal with me in my purse. And if I get a certain download or a vision or a dream or whatever, I always have like a little notepad right beside me, because I need to be aware of everything that's around me. Even these downloads that you get, or even if you have like inkling or intuition, follow that intuition. I personally think my downloads are from my higher self to my lower self. So it's something just really to think about. So what else did I leave off on? Let's see. Walk in the park, observe animals, plants, flowers, trees, clouds. Learn one thing about nature that a day a bird, plant, or flower. Ugh. Learn one thing about nature that day a bird, a plant, a flower, a tree. Listen to something soothing, sound bowls, rain, ocean, positive affirmation, or just be quiet. I just be quiet. I be chilling, sitting on the couch by myself, or I go to a movie. I go to like the cigar lounge, or I go get some ice cream. I'm solo. I do everything by myself, and I have fun by myself. Do creative work that comes from feeling art, music, poetry, dancing, cooking. After your 9 to 5, do your 5 to 9. Okay. Clean your space, Swedish death clean, and lift your windows up daily. Yes, you need fresh air every day. Okay. Breathing in the cycles of that air, especially from the air conditioner. I'm telling you right now, lift your windows up and just get some fresh air, okay? You'll receive some nice little downloads from that. Create emotional boundaries. Do not take on other people's moods. I'm going to tell you right now, something about me. My phone be on do not disturb, okay? Like, I'm not the person to really depend on, because and that took some time. It took a lot of, again, pain, suffering to stop being that person who was always there for other people. But I can guarantee you right now, in like emergency, I'm not the person to call. Not no more. My phone goes straight to voicemail, because I just don't want to hear. I don't want to hear a ring. I don't want to hear no emails. I just don't want to constantly be overstimulated by this phone, this laptop, everyday life. I mean, you already is overstimulated at your job. That's enough all day to me. That exhausts me, just that alone. So I cut boundaries with everybody. I just really do. I can't do it. I gotta focus on me. Speak gently to yourself and others. Keep your tone soft and intentional. Choose one priority task only and finish it without multitasking. Take your break. I hate to say this, but when y'all be at your jobs and people be like, "Oh, I don't be taking no break, or I gotta skip it because I gotta work this." Not me. I'm gonna take my break. I'm gonna see y'all. See y'all in another hour. See y'all in another 30. That work can wait. It can wait. I'm gonna take that break though. I'm gonna take that break. I'm tired of looking at all y'all. Quite honestly, Avoid heavy decisions making when you feeling overwhelmed. Pause and revisit later. Limited checking emails, calendars, clock, money, mailbox, or phone calls briefly, so your mind feels safe and organized. I'm telling you, it matters. Your brain can't handle all of that. You in cycles, loops, and they constantly have to advertise to you all day. They constantly got to blare your phone, have them bill collectors calling you non-stop. That's why my stuff on Do Not Disturb. There was even one time one of them collect calls or one of them foreign callers that got through to me and it was still on D&D. I said, what kind of weird stuff this phone doing? Like, I don't want no calls. I can scroll down and I can see what type of calls I'm getting, okay? What type of calls I'm getting. I don't need to a ringtone. I don't need no more vibration. I'm tired of all of that type of stuff, okay? So this is what I'm doing. I'm cutting the phone off. I barely charge my phone sometimes. Yep, I'm that type of person. Once it's cut off, it's cut off. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Because it gives me time to focus back on me. I'm not attached to the phone. I'm not attached to the computer. I'm not attached to the TV. I know how to live by myself. Okay? All right. Eat nourishing meal instead of stress, snacks, sugar crashes. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Stress, snacks, sugar crashes, make emotions louder. That's right. That's right. Yeah. You need to start cooking your own meals. I'm gonna tell you right now, put down the Chick-fil-A, the Taco Bell, the Taco Mayo, Mickey D's, all those fast food chains. It's robbing y'all blind. And have y'all ever just looked at the ingredients of the chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A? I mean, it's just crazy how much, it's just really poison at the end of the day. Grease and poison. But, you know what I'm saying? I've ate so much bad stuff. I question, although I know it's poison, if I've programmed so much positive thoughts in my brain that sickness or whatever poison doesn't live within me. Because I'm telling you, I indulge, I have fun. But it's time for more people to become aware of what they're putting in their bodies. So you can start being more intentional. And with the correct foods, you can get the correct downloads. You can enter into the dream world. And like I said, into the dream world, you can find your creation by being slow. So start eating right. Make your kitchen your first hospital. Go to bed early. Monday night, try to protect the rest of your week. Like I said, I try to work the weekends, if anything. And the weekdays, I just have to myself. But I have more of a choice to work. So it's sporadic. But like I said, I do it around the times where I have more autonomy. And y'all not on the street trying to run me over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stay out the way. And I'm in different places daily. I'm not really always in one place. But I try to keep myself busy, but a good busy now. More activities. Learning new things. I never stop learning. Okay, tip. If you are healthcare workers such as nurses, doctors, CNAs, EMTs, paramedics, mental health workers such as therapists. Oh my God. I feel for all the therapists that got to deal with people all day. Oh my goodness. Counselors, psychiatrists, legal workers such as lawyers, judges, paralegals, customer-facing job service such as retail servers, bartenders. I feel for y'all too, because I know them people be calling y'all, them inbound calls, outbound calls, and people trying to cuss you out every day because they didn't pay their bill. Trust me, I used to do call center work too, way back then. Used to flip burgers too. And all people do is just complain all day. Ma'am, this nothing but an $8 meal. I remember when I was flipping burgers, I was just 16. A woman or a man just cussing me out because something just didn't go their way. A God honest mistake. Something didn't go their way. And you have to hear the wrath of Satan. Because we didn't put the customer first. I'm sorry, Mr. Man, that you didn't get your double quarter pounder, burger. Large Dr. Pepper. I'm sorry we didn't mess that up for you. Oh, well. I'm sorry, ma'am, that you didn't pay your bill on time and now you got to come at me cussing at me. That's all they want to do all day. I know it. I did so many customer service jobs. And people just be calling for stupid stuff. Coming in the retail places for stupid stuff. You got to ignore them people. I'm telling you, a lot of people are under a parasitic program. You know what I'm saying? Ignore them people. Focus on you. And the moment that you can quit that job and let it go, don't go back. I'm telling you. So I feel for people who have to do customer service too, because I did it. I did it. And I said, F that job. Man, listen, I'm a professional job hopper. You ain't know? I'm a professional job hopper. I'm going to quit something quick. Quick. Okay? You got it, ma'am. You got it, sir. As soon as I clock out, you ain't got to worry about me no more. I'll figure it out. I always do. All right. Retail, servers, bartenders, educators. Oh, my goodness. Teachers. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry. The children are not the future. They're not the future. Yeah. I've watched enough of teachers quit. People in the healthcare sector. I've even seen doctors. I don't know the man's name, Doobie. And he said that he was a neurosurgeon and he quit. You got neurosurgeons quitting the profession because they know it's all but bullshit. The teachers know that it's nothing but bullshit. The lawyers know it's nothing but bullshit. Retail, fast food. There's something that each one of you know, even military, police. Y'all know each about your profession, the dark, sinister things that go in each of your profession. Like I said, I know the dark stuff that went on my profession. It gets dark, especially during the big C19. I got stories for days. I wrote about it in my book. Dark, sinister things that went on with me as a nurse during the big C19. Nobody couldn't stop me from telling that because it was so traumatic. But I can guarantee that you know something about your profession that nobody else knows, but you wouldn't mess with it if they found out. That's why I said it's time to really get away from careers. Careers are fast track wheels. And it's all about capitalism and consumerism. That's all it is. It ain't nothing about helping the people. It's about money. How much money can you make for the system? Okay? That's it. That's all. I'm gonna get into another video about careers. I really am. I'm gonna get to that. But it all correlates again together. So educators, child care workers, teachers, aides, daycare staff, all that stuff. Now, for the people who do these jobs, you must cleanse your energy daily to protect yourself from other beings who like being in the program. There's people who like this planet. There's people who are okay being batteries for nefarious beings. There are people who are okay with not doing the work. That's why I said the planet is overruled, infested with parasites. And that includes the human being. If it ain't the animals, things that's going on with our water supply, the trees, the dirts, it's the human parasites. We'll get into that later. Stop living by titles. You are not your job. You are not your car. You are not your house. The better you stop getting away from your title of your job or whatever that you describe yourself from, the better that you will start understanding yourself within, your soul within. Just a month or two ago, they just gave you a list of career fields that were once a career, even my career as a nurse, so-called career. And they just told you that it's not a career. They just told you that it's not professional. They changed the rules of the game every chance they get because they want you back on that wheel. And I seen a whole bunch of people get mad upset about that. What you mean my profession not my career not a profession? or professional. What you mean my master degree ain't nothing? That's all a part of the game. To make you constantly want more. That's what, like, oh, you going back to school, you gonna get your MP, you gonna get your CRNA, you gonna get your doctorate. Hell no. Hell no. Knowing what I know now, our careers are to be gradually indoctrinated. It's just a job. A job for the system. You are not there to help anybody. Okay? And any type of help that you truly can give is a person who has money. Right now, I can name one person that's sitting in prison right now that should be in jail for life. But it's because he has some coins on him. You can get through in that system. You can get away with anything on this planet. It's what you can get away with. Yup. Money got me out of a lot of the things. Yep, it did. But the things that I had to do to keep maintaining that, dark. Very dark. And it reminds me what my daddy used to say. He said, it only gets worse. I said, why would you say some negative stuff like that? My daddy was into the occult. He was a Freemason too as well. So I got some of my knowledge from him. Although he was a drunk, shit, he knew some information about the world. But I think he knew too much. I think it overwhelmed him too. He said it only gets worse. I said, why would he say that? It wasn't until I went into my moment of darkness and I started seeing beyond the two eyes and looking beyond this realm, taking off the veil, that I seen exactly what my daddy was telling me. I don't attach myself to nothing because I need to ascend. It's time to go. It's time to wrap it up. I learned my lesson. I got to master this mind and this body so I can be the light being that I am. For sure. Again, 3, you cannot save everybody. Oh my goodness. I know everybody's attached to these jobs, but I mean, you legit can't save nobody. I mean, I realized that a long time ago. I said some people don't want to be saved. Some people don't want to do what's asked of them. When you have the keys to help them get better or whatever you do, even if your home life, if somebody does not want to do the work and you're giving them the keys, the knowledge, turn back on the damn TV. Shout out to Bobby Emmett. Turn back on the TV. Turn it up high. Because they want to be programmed. I can't save you. Moving along. Except that only you can save you. I had to realize that, and that was a hard pill to swallow. I said, man, I ain't got nobody to depend on. I can't depend on my siblings like that. I can't damn sure depend on my parents. I can't depend on no man. Nope. All my issues pivoted me back to myself. Yep. In your universe, you must break the negative polarity of the moon day and turn it into something positive through your creation by becoming whole again and ascending into the God that you are. It has always been about you all along. It has always been about you all along. Break the ritual or be buried by it. Now, what I mean by that, after this video, I want you to go type in why I quit being a teacher, why I quit being a nurse, why I quit being a doctor, why I quit being a paralegal, why I quit being a daycare worker, why I quit retail, why I quit this fast food job. Why. All these people are getting away from these so-called jobs and careers because they know that it is pivoting them from themselves. They know that life is more than this. They know that they have hobbies, passions that they would like to fulfill and become whole one day. They know that. And this is why this channel is perfect for you. I break it all down to you. You're not attached to that job. You're not attached to that career. That's not what you're supposed to do. That's not your purpose. It's not. I don't care if you wanted to be a ballerina. Be a ballerina today. NASCAR driver. Be a NASCAR driver today. If you want to write a book just like me, it take nothing to get a pen and paper out right now. Make it happen. Everything that I manifested, I started with a pen and paper. Ain't nothing but a few cents. What's your excuse? So, the break the ritual or be buried by, I'm saying to get rid of the ideologies of the systems, get rid of the titles, because if you grow yourself so attached to these things, once the fall of the empire called the Great Experiment of America ends, you will go down with it. Wrote it all here in the book. Wrote it out all here in the book. You will go down with it. Control yourself. Learn about yourself. Yes, work your job. Do what you gotta do to get by the bills. But I'm telling you, you must start creating. 2026. I'm telling you, the world gonna start getting a little spooky. It's about to start getting a little spooky. But it doesn't have to be that way in your universe. Because again, it's all about what? What's this? You. You are the microcosm of the macrocosm. It's something I did up. But you see that? You are the time. You are the months. You are the zodiac. You are the 12 notes. The 12 directions. You are the perfect 360 degrees that make you whole and make you the perfect human being. Although you are currently on this plane now and you've been sliced in every single way, you've been through so much hell and trauma, it's time to make yourself whole again. So the significance of the moon, the mon, the one, is you. You must control yourself every single day of the week. You must learn something new about yourself. What was once negative can be positive. Like I said, we must embrace the darkness to get to the what? The light. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope y'all learned something, a thing or two. But again, this is the Moon Day programming. Shout out to the generators, operators, destroyers. Have a good day, night.